Welcome to Everyday Happiness, where we create lasting happiness in 2-ish minutes a day through my signature method of intentional margins, creating harmony between your to-dos and your priorities, happiness science, and musings about life. I'm your host, Katie Jeffcoat. And have you ever fallen into the trap where you look at your super long to-do list and you realize it's a lot of ideas and wants and not specifically have-to-dos? That's when we know we need a revision. Maybe you haven't thought of it, and when you look at your list today, you might be able to take some of the tips I'm going to share and implement them today, really to free yourself of the guilt of never ever for one day having completed your to-do list. First, I invite you to grab 2 pieces of paper if you handwrite your to-do list, and if not, get a blank Word document and create 2 columns. Title them the short-term mental parking lot and the long-term mental parking lot. Now, you can decide what short-term and what long-term means to you. I usually say 2 to 4 weeks is short-term and long-term is more than 4 weeks, where you are not actually going to complete the task, idea, or thought within the next month or so, but you don't want to forget it. Once you have your columns or your 2 pieces of paper, review your to-do list and start shifting your tasks. This is so beneficial because it helps you identify what matters most, what is a priority, and what needs your attention sooner. Hopefully, this also means you're creating space in your to-do list so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. I like to start each task with a verb. Write the podcast episode, review the draft, read the article, write and send the cards. Writer Jenny Desmond Harris tweeted recently on how she divides her to-do list. She says, I started dividing my to-do list into 1, things I have to do, 2, things I want to do, and 3, things other people want me to do. She said, life changing. She often doesn't even get to number 3, and she realized this is what boundaries mean. There are a million ways to tackle a to-do list, and when you find what works for you, it really can be magic. Our to-do list shouldn't be a constant stressor. I like choosing 3 big things to complete in a day. Everything else is gravy. Some days, I just have 1 thing. That's okay. Oftentimes, we think we're machines, but in reality, when we have boundaries and some intentional margins, we have a higher level of positivity, which increases our productivity, lowers our stress, and allows us to be more creative and better at problem solving. It can start with a well-managed to-do list that really is just the things we need to do. I'm obsessed with to-do lists and how to organize them, so I would love to hear from you. How do you organize your to-do list? Email me at katie@kickstartwithkatie.com or DM me over on social at Everyday Happiness with Katie.